There are many characteristics of a woman which draws a man to her initially, but what are the aspects that will keep him captivated? From being an open book to exhibiting a little give and take, here are 16 traits of women that men routinely fall in love with. Number 16. Be confident. As opposed to common belief, confidence does not mean egotistical or pretentious. It means believing and being comfortable within oneself.
It's easier said than done, but obtaining this trait is 100% possible.
Don't talk yourself down, don't analyze every aspect of your body, and don't question the beautiful characteristics you possess. Men are attracted to confident women who know what they want, that they look good, and who have aspirations for their lives and careers. They'll fall in love with a woman who is confident in their relationship as well. Men prefer someone they can count on, who believes in their bond and isn't in constant doubt about things working out. Don't be flimsy, be bold and strong. Number 15. Trustworthy. This goes for anyone who is seeking a long-term relationship. Trustworthiness and loyalty are important components of a healthy and lasting union. When two people see each other exclusively, it's a huge deal for them to be able to rely on one another. If a man is always questioning his lady's devotion, it'll be hard for him to fall or stay in love. This trait encompasses things like cheating, which is something most couples don't bounce back from, but it also means staying true regarding your man's feelings and dreams. A man will fall in love with a woman who backs up his thoughts, emotions, and goals. He wants her support. He wants somebody who isn't always playing the part of devil's advocate. Be his go-to shoulder to lean on and someone he confides in, and he'll sure to fall head over heels in no time. Number 14. Independent. This characteristic is something many men favor in a woman, and it's sure to make them fall in love. Although men enjoy doing things for their girlfriends or wives, it's important to them that their ladies have lives of their own. Of course, a guy wants to be a part of his woman's day-to-day routine, but he doesn't want her to be completely dependent on him. This can apply to a woman making her own money and paying for her things, but applies to her uniqueness as well. A man will take notice of a woman who isn't governed by the thoughts and opinions of other people.
He will find it captivating that she doesn't change who she is because people around her disagree.
Number 13. Honesty. This is an imperative characteristic that a man looks for in a woman. It goes hand in hand with trustworthiness and loyalty. Although everyone tells little white lies on occasion, being truthful about bigger matters is essential when it comes to being in a relationship or keeping one afloat. Men want honesty as much as women do because it allows for belief in one another. They want to know that they can rely on their female counterparts to let them in on personal matters, concerns, and problems. If a woman starts being dishonest about how she feels or simple things like what she's been up to, it raises red flags and will push a guy away. So be upright and sincere and he will surely begin falling in love. Number 12. Attentiveness. Although many men don't share their feelings and emotions very often, it's important to them for their woman to pay attention when they do. Good listening skills are something men seek in their girlfriends and wives. They want someone who can tone it down for a while and be considerate of them. If a man is trying to open up to you, it's the wrong time to throw in your opinions and try to create arguments. Being exposed and sensitive aren't traits that men outwardly express regularly. It's biologically ingrained in them to be the predators, not something that needs protecting. So listen to what he has to say. It will make him feel more comfortable with you, and he'll view you as someone he could be with for the long run. Number 11. Keep up conversation. Men enjoy being with someone who can keep the chemistry and intrigue going.
He doesn't want to do all the talking when you're on a date or spending time together.
Good listening also comes in handy for this trait. When you actually pay attention to what he has to say, it allows you to come up with remarks that will keep the discussion alive. Plus, if you can chat back and forth about different topics, it means you're knowledgeable and interesting. Men don't want a girl just to sit there and nod. He wants someone who can contribute, who cares enough to comment, and isn't content with boredom. This doesn't mean he wants a chatterbox that can't stand any silence, but he will fall for someone who delights in conversation. Number 10. Be kind. It's safe to say that most men don't like a woman who's impolite and inconsiderate. Guys prefer their ladies to be kind. This applies to how women act towards the general population and how they interact with their boyfriends or husbands. If a man is on a date with a girl at a restaurant and she's rude to the waitress, loudly complaining about the food, or asking to speak with management, he more than likely won't be falling in love with her anytime soon. How somebody's love interest treats other people leaves a huge impression on that person. However, being kind to your man is just as important. He won't want to be with someone who makes snide remarks towards him or brings him down on a regular basis. He wants someone who picks him up and makes him feel good about himself. Be nice to him and it won't be long until he's lovesick for you. Number 9. Shared interests. This is a trait that many men look for in a woman. They want to know if they have anything in common with the person they're interested in. Does she like the same music? Is she interested in the same shows on Netflix? These are all vital topics because it means that the two of you can spend time together doing things that you both appreciate. A man wants to be with a girl who can find enjoyment in the same things that he likes to do. He doesn't necessarily mean that she needs to have experience in whatever he's into beforehand. But if a guy is passionate about certain subjects, it's essential for his woman to show more enthusiasm for the same things. Having or developing similar interests can prove to be imperative for him when it comes to falling in love. Number 8. Smarts. A man generally falls for a woman of intelligence. Opposed to common belief, he doesn't want someone who is empty-headed. Although many girls tend to act a bit mindless when they're around a guy they like, it isn't a characteristic that most men seek. They want someone who can think for themselves and keep their interest. That doesn't necessarily mean book smart, but can apply to things like wit, humor, and understanding. Just a pretty face isn't enough regarding prolonging a man's attraction to you. There's no need to dull down your intellect to cause a man to fall in love with you. Do the opposite. Have deep conversations, be clever, and let your personality and knowledge shine through.
Doing these things will make you irresistible and have him infatuated with you in no time.
Number 7. Inclusion. A man wants his girl to be able to do her own thing now and then. We've already discussed how guys usually look for a woman who is independent. However, this doesn't mean he wants nothing to do with her daily life. Men want to be included in everyday things just like women do. He wants to know what she's thinking, what her plans are, and make sure that they spend quality time together. Although sometimes both parties need space, as a general rule, sharing things is an essential part of a healthy relationship. If you're emotionally isolated from each other or keep secrets all the time, then the bond won't last very long. But if you let each other in and make sure that the other person knows that they are an important element in your life, the partnership will grow stronger. Number 6. This is a fundamental aspect that the majority of men look for in a woman, especially regarding someone they want to be with for a significant amount of time. When it comes to a loving relationship, being agreeable is something both men and women believe to be a positive characteristic. Although men want their female counterparts to have their own opinions, confidence, and independence, they also don't want to be at odds on a regular basis. Compromise is crucial, and part of this means being able to go along with things that you aren't necessarily fond of. A woman must be willing to consent to plans that her man wants to do, simply because he wants to do them. For example, when a girl wants her guy to go shopping with her, he'll often say yes because he wants to do something that will make her happy. So if your man asks you to watch football with him for the day, don't shake your head and run. Be willing to do what he wants to do, and he'll be sure to return the favor. Number 5. Own viewpoints. Even though compromise is crucial for a long-term relationship, men also fall for women who have their own opinions. They don't want someone who agrees with everything they say to the point of annoyance. If you take his side on every subject, not only are you being dishonest with yourself, you're lying to him as well. All people have personal thoughts on various things, just like in the movie Yes Man, replying to him with yes all the time didn't work out for Jim Carrey, and it won't work out for you. This doesn't constitute arguing about things either. If both of you are mature and able to have a discussion, having different opinions is a great thing. It will keep the conversation alive and remind both of you that you're individuals, not just a couple. Number 4. Affection.
Many men go a long time in relationships without the amount of affection they want or need.
It isn't only women who enjoy being cuddled now and then. Men require this too, although they're less likely to admit it. Don't be afraid to have your man lay his head on your lap so you can stroke his hair or go behind him and give him a hug. Guys crave this hands-on attention as much as women do. Without it, he may start feeling isolated from you or less comfortable around you. But if you do little things like this that let him know he's wanted, he might begin falling in love. Number 3. Clear and concise. Women tend to beat around the bush when it comes to telling men what they want or how they feel. Then they become frustrated because their boyfriends or husbands don't understand. Men's minds work differently than women's. They say precisely what they mean instead of giving clues. Because of this, they prefer women to do the same thing. If he asks you what you want to eat, don't say things like anything but Italian food, and then disagree when he suggests going to Chili's. If you know what you want, then just tell him. This applies to emotions as well. If you're sad, let him know. If he asks what's wrong, don't say nothing if something is bothering you. Men will fall in love with women who aren't afraid to be straightforward with them. Number 2. Vulnerable. Many people don't like to open up regarding their emotions and feelings. However, men seek some vulnerability in a woman. This doesn't mean they look for a crybaby or someone who can't take a joke, but they do look for a girl who isn't afraid to face rejection or criticism. They want somebody who isn't scared to try, even if that means they could get hurt. For instance, if you believe your man is thinking about splitting up with you and you decide to break up with him first, that is the opposite of being open. You're in fear of finding out what he wants to do, so you jump to conclusions. Relationships are dependent on both people being able to stand up and do what's right in different situations, regardless of whether or not they become emotionally wounded. Number 1. Sense of humor. This is one of the most widely sought after characteristics in a woman. Although being serious during certain situations is essential, a man wants someone he can laugh with, who understands his sense of humor, and has one of her own. If he tells a joke, he wants you to chuckle, not sit there in silence staring at him, which would be awkward for both of you. This can include wit as well. If you're innocently teasing each other, making clever remarks can demonstrate that you're capable of playing around.
If he knows that he can have both fun and serious moments with you, he's sure to fall head over heels.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.